Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Ashutosh.
And my name is Dhruv, and you are listening to Laten We Praten, Version 2, Episode 2. Today we have got the Mayor of ServiceNow, Michael Lombardo. How are you, Michael?
Guys, how you doing?
Great.
Great, man, great.
So, Michael Lombardo, the CEO of GlideFast and CTO Ferrycode. Your story, not only as a CEO, is inspiring, but also as a human being. Tell us something about that period when you were having a fight with cancer.
First of all, thanks for having me, guys. Real thrilled to be here, and congratulations on all your success and all your following. Cancer was a crazy battle for me. Thanksgiving, obviously big holiday here in the U.S. 2019, which almost 2 years ago now. I had been in the hospital for basically some inflammation in my neck, and ended up determining on Thanksgiving the day that it was cancer. It was unfortunately, it was stage 4, which is pretty serious. We didn't really kind of get an answer on, hey, is this, can I make it out of this or not? From the doctor. It was kind of like, well, we just got to get right to treatment. So went through basically about a year-long treatment, chemotherapy, radiation, and actually had a stem cell transplant as well. But made it through thanks to my family, my beautiful wife, Jessica, my 2 daughters, Sophia and Olivia. They, really stuck by me, and really the whole team at GlideFast and the whole ServiceNow community. I really want to emphasize that, really the community and especially the team at GlideFast and Farracode really stuck behind me, allowed me to really focus on recovery. And obviously the support of my family was phenomenal. And as we sit today, I'm in full remission, no cancer in my body. So really blessed, really blessed to be here and, to be cancer free.
Yeah, salute.
Salute.
You're a fighter, man. You're a fighter.
We need you.
Yeah.
Okay. I recently saw a post regarding the GlideFast office in India. Seems like you were waiting for me to move to London. Tell
I
us
know.
something about that.
Yeah. It's happening. It's happening. Finally, it's been a long time coming. And Drew, you and I talked about it for, we've been wanting to get over there for a while. And, we want to, same thing we've done over here in the US. We really want to make a difference in people's lives. And we want the same strategy we had in the US, right? We want the best of the best resources, and we want to, help people take care of their families and provide and give them a great life, help them give them a great life. So we're really excited. I don't want to share too many details. We're about 30 days out. So definitely keep, follow GlideFast on LinkedIn. I know we got a lot of people applying from India. So stay tuned. Everybody's asking me, where is it? When is it? Give us, apply online, and we're going to start reaching out in the next 15 to 30 days. So I know a lot of people are anxious to know where the office is and stuff. Just give us a little bit of time on that.
Yeah, we still need to have a discussion. I'm waiting for the day. We need to have a discussion.
It's coming. I mean, if you're a ServiceNow developer, consultant, and you want to continue to grow in your career, we're the right place to be. So GlideFast India is coming.
Yeah, nice bridge to the next question. What was the motivation behind starting GlideFast Consulting in the world?
Yeah. So, my background, for those who don't know, I was a help desk team lead, and then the company I was at purchased ServiceNow, and really I started using ServiceNow as a customer, and I started, just selfishly to make my job easier, right? Running reports, adding automation, cutting down call times, improving call resolution. So it really started there. And, we had a partner at the time, and, I just felt the service I received as a customer from the ServiceNow partner we had could have been better, right? I just felt like whatever it was, for whatever reason, whether that partner was overwhelmed, or I just felt like the service could have been better and we could have had a better implementation. So that right then and there, I kind of made it my mission that I wanted to create a ServiceNow partner and to really be the best in the world, right? I wanted not only just create a ServiceNow partner, I really wanted to be the best ServiceNow partner, the unequivocal leader in the ServiceNow space. That was my goal. And every move I made was just working towards getting there. And it took time. It took, from the time I got introduced to ServiceNow, it took about 5 years to start GlideFast. So I went into the partner world, learned how to be a consultant, learned how to do some pretty big implementations of the platform and do it the right way. And then started GlideFast, and that was about 6 years from 6 years ago from today that we officially launched GlideFast.
Amazing story, man. So from developer to the architect and to CEO, what mindset do we need? What does it take?
Yeah, it definitely takes every single role, and I think everything you do in life, to be the best and to grow into any direction, you really have to put that effort in. A lot of people say work smart, not hard. Yes, you definitely want to work smart, right? You definitely, don't want to take the long route, right? You definitely want to work smart and where you can, but you really got to work hard. I mean, 10, 12, 14-hour days sometime, right? I mean, even going back to when I first started, I was working all day trying to learn ServiceNow and trying to do things on the platform. And then I'd go home, eat dinner, and then get right back on the computer and work all night, right? So it really does take that dedication, commitment to really grow, really in anything you want to do, right? I just happened to go down this route to end up as a CEO, but the work ethic has always been there for me before even while I was doing ServiceNow before I started consulting, but even when I was a customer, I had 3 jobs. I was bartending at two different restaurants on top of my day job of running the help desk and being a ServiceNow developer. So you got to have that work ethic, and it starts with that. I think that's the best advice I can give, is just have that hard work ethic.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So in the whole ServiceNow community, there are only 2 people who displays the most amazing swags. One is obviously you.
Yeah.
Another one is the man Chuck.
Okay.
Are you guys doing a competition?
Maybe. We're actually, we have a podcast coming out. Check us out on YouTube on Glide Chat. We're doing a Glide Chat podcast, Chuck and I. But so do you mean physical swag, like gear?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's got the bow tie and everything. I mean, Chuck, you guys know, right? Chuck is truly a legend in this space. I mean, we've all just gravitated toward Chuck. I mean, I think his level of expertise, but I think it's more of his commitment to helping us, right? I think we all really truly feel that Chuck cares about us, even though he doesn't even know us, right? Like, just all the content he's put out, and it's like, selfless, I have this knowledge, I want to share it with you. And I think we've all kind of gravitated toward that, and we all appreciate him, I think, more than he knows.
Yep.
That's what all leaders look for, that people should praise them behind their back.
Yeah. It ends up helping you, right? Like, giving back does more for the person giving back, I think, than it does for, the people you're helping. And I say that because that's what, we just gave GlideFast, and my family just gave, and the ServiceNow community, we raised $100,000 for cancer victims. So, and not just for cancer research, but for people to help pay their bills. And I'll tell you, that's the most rewarding thing I've done, is seeing some of those families who are suffering, from cancer and getting help, right, to pay their bills so they can focus on recovering, and just some of the the people that I've helped and GlideFast has helped over the years with their careers and some of the appreciation that people have shown me, I said, listen, don't thank me. I owe you. You've done more for me than I have for you. And like you said, I think, you owe that opportunity. I think I think it's Mark Cuban or somebody said, you need to send the elevator back down, right? Like when you get up, and it's about help. If you're fortunate enough to be successful in life or get some level of success, you really have to help others get there, right? Because we were all there before, right? So somebody helped me, people have helped me, and I owe it to the world and to people to help, for those who want to be helped, right? It takes you got to want to be helped, and not, you can't just run around giving handouts, right? People want to work hard and want to do something with their lives. You owe it to them to help.
Definitely. So, our listeners include the majority of developers. So, what's that one thing because of which one should join GlideFast? I know a lot, but I want to hear from you.
Yeah, first, I'd say the level of empathy and care we have for our team. We truly operate more as a family than we do as coworkers, right? So challenges do come up, conflicts do arise, but we sit down and we talk it out, right? We handle it professionally, but with empathy, right? It's not just business. A lot of companies are just, here's how much we made, here's, how do we hit the next number? To me, it's much more personal than that, right? I truly care about people, especially coming from starting GlideFast at nothing, right? When, I was the only person working there, right? And to have people give their commitment to us and trust us that we would not let them down, right? And to put their trust and their family in our hands. So it's really deeper than just work or just business. And the other, so that's one. I'd say two is our level of expertise. We truly are providing phenomenal services for our customers. So, I always kind of compare it to the sports world, right? If you want to play for the best team in the league, right? I think it's most fun when you're winning, right? If you're not winning, it's not as fun. So, I'd say we're the best team in the league right now, and we plan on staying that way. So, just the level of support we have for each other, and everybody's always collaborating, and if somebody's stuck on something, we're jumping in and helping each other. Our customers are so happy and love us and are so loyal to us, so that's always a great thing. And then three, I'd say, is that fun aspect. We like to have fun. We don't like to take work too serious. Before COVID, we were, getting together all the time, and we starting to get back to that now. But, knowledge, we sent the whole company to knowledge in 2019. I don't think, and that was, we only had 100 people. We had 100 people then. So we sent 100 people to knowledge, 19, which I've never seen anybody send that many people to any conference, right? And obviously that costs a lot of money, right? That's a big investment, right? That costs a ton of money to do that. So, I think that's one example of when I say we put our people over money, I think that's one example that's there. We could have, just left that money into the business and say, hey, sorry. But we know knowledge is an important event for us developers, for us consultants, right? That's our Super Bowl, as I like to call it. We want to go to the Super Bowl, So yeah, there's three reasons right there.
Awesome.
You are making me think again.
It's never too late. It's never too late. Hey, I always say all roads lead to GlideFast. There are countless amounts of stories from people who are at GlideFast that said, Mike, you kind of stayed on me. It took you 3-4 years, but you got me. And I can't believe it took me this long. But, everything happens for a reason. It may not be your time, but eventually it will be your time, right? And I like to say that all roads lead to GlideFast.
Awesome. Great. An interesting question in this era. How was the feeling after organizing the physical meetup after such a long time?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So I forget exactly when it was, but we had an event in Cincinnati right around the time we acquired a company called Cloud Pirates. I'm sure you guys heard of that. We acquired a company and we kind of finally got to meet together. Kind of COVID was starting to let down a little bit. And we went to a baseball game. We rented a big suite in a baseball game. We had some customers come and ServiceNow reps and developers, almost like a meetup. There's probably about 50, 60 people. And all I could think about the whole time was like, I hope nobody here has COVID, and I hope, we don't have like a, super spreader event. But it was semi outside, so we felt a little more comfortable. And I'll tell you, it was unbelievable. Just meeting somebody, new, shaking somebody's hand, and just having a conversation with somebody you just met. You never thought that would be strange and fun and, great. And it really was. It was just something you didn't experience for over a year locked in the house. And so that was truly something. And you could see it on everybody's faces, right? It wasn't just you who felt that, like you as an individual, you felt that, but everybody around you felt it as well. So you could, you were feeding off of that as well. So it was pretty cool to get back in person. And even still today, even, just going about normal life, you're still like kind of appreciate it a little bit more than normal.
Indeed.
How crucial is this support from your family when you want to be an entrepreneur?
It's very crucial, right? So when I first started, I had one child, which I think is easier than having two, which I have now. But it takes everything. And when I started GlideFast, it was with my wife and Lloyd, my partner. So my wife was really a huge part of it. She was doing all the invoicing and accounting and payroll, which I said those are like the few things I cannot do, but the sales, the recruiting, and I was even on projects obviously in the beginning. But so it was really a true partnership, and my wife and I are extremely close. We grew up on the same street. So I've known her since I was about 6 or 7 years old, and all the good and bad she knows, she loves and doesn't love about me. But we were really a great team, so I couldn't have done it without her, right? I couldn't. She has really made more sacrifices than I have, allowing me to work those late nights and around the clock, and all the travel too, right? So a lot of travel, and just having her support and my family to be there as well when we both needed to go somewhere, and just have somebody to watch our children. And family is in every aspect. And I'll tell you, one thing I've learned over the years, you have to put your family first above everything. So that means putting your selfishness aside, putting, as important as, something like GlideFast is to me, it's pretty much the most important thing next to my family. But my family truly has to come first. And if battling cancer doesn't prove that to you, I don't know what will, right? That was one thing. It's like, okay, but sometimes you have to put the blinders on, and all you see is work, and what your career goals are. But you got to really make sure you put your family first, because it could, anything can happen at any time.
The backbone.
Yes, the backbone. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't have a happy wife, happy life. That's what they say.
Great.
You're
Mike.
telling this to a bachelor, man.
Yeah. Have you ever been to India?
I have not been to India. I may be coming soon, so stay tuned on that. But I have not been to India. I like spicy food, and I heard you guys get some really spicy food. I'm ready.
Great.
Great. So, Mike, this question, like talent comes in, talent goes out. Okay. So how one should manage that scenario when your good people leaves?
Yeah, so losing people definitely, it hurts, right? But I think it comes down to everything I just said before, was truly caring about your family and your work family, right? If you truly care about your people and your team members and your teammates, and it's more than just business, then when somebody makes a move for their career, you're happy for them, right? So what really hurts for me is when I see somebody make a move that I don't think is best for them. When I feel that GlideFast is truly a better place for them than where they're going. That hurts the most. But if somebody's making a career or going somewhere that we both kind of feel that is a better move for them, as much as it stings, I have to support that, and I have to be happy for them, and that's sometimes I need to remind myself that, right? It's difficult because, there's not many opportunities that I feel like, people have better places than here. Like, myself as a leader, I feel like there's not many people that will truly care about their team members the way I do. But that's not everything either, right? Sometimes whether consulting's not the right place for them or, for whatever reason. But I do try to remind myself and make sure I stay true to that. Okay, that's selfless. I want what's best for that person than myself.
Great. But then a bridge to the next question is, how do you spot the correct talent when this scenario happens?
Yeah. So I've always had a good kind of first impression, or a good judge of character, as they say, right? So I've always kind of had that. That's the first thing, right? Is what kind of person are they? So you try to ask some questions around trying to gauge what type of person. Are they truthful? Are they honest? Are they compassionate? Are they going to be a team member, right? Or are they talking egos? Is it about them? Or is it about the team? Is it about the team mission? So those are kind of the core, personality is first, right? Can they hold a conversation? Can they talk about the weather, right? Those type of things first. Then I think the second thing is obviously skill set. So if we're talking about technical development or developer, there's specific questions that help me gauge, where that, and then GlideFast is adopted and actually made much better than mine. I could basically find out what level someone's at with basically 3 questions, two questions, ask them like that Glide record query stuff, get in, okay, can you use it in a client script? No. Okay, well, Glide Ajax, right? So, those, you kind of get those kind of things. And if it's like, oh, I can't script, or I don't know, it's like, all right. So just in a couple questions, you can kind of gauge the level of where they're at. Years of experience is definitely a factor, but I've seen some people like, year and a half, 2 years experience, sometimes better than somebody with 5-6 years. And even, with the real one, I think in India you call them freshers, right? Freshers, which I got to adopt that. I like that. We don't use that in the US. But, even with some freshers, it's like just sometimes you just can tell when somebody has it, right? That they may not have just been exposed to ServiceNow enough, but, their ability to learn is just off the charts. And we've been super lucky to take a risk on a couple, some people and it work out. And then we finally I'm sure you guys have seen it. We rolled out GlideFast University, and we just took, 18 to 20 people who recently graduated college and a little bit of development experience. And we put them through a 3-month program. And that's completely different than, just kind of hiring, basically put them through a whole course. Right. So yeah, I'd say that's really it. Is most important thing is personality and trustworthiness, I guess I'd say as a word.
Awesome. Let's move to companies.
Yeah.
So why companies should use ServiceNow, or rather, let me reframe, which company should use ServiceNow?
Which company?
Yeah.
Definitely companies who are scaling, for one. Like for us, right? When we first started, we didn't start with any money, really. It really just started with, all right, I'm a developer and I don't need to pay myself. So I'll just, so we started using some free products, like free sales CRMs and time card systems that we could build in the CRM or whatever, right? Anything free was great. But as you scale and as you grow, you really need something that's going to grow with you, right? So, some of those roadblocks that those free software have, and, just some of the limitations and swivel chair into different systems, right? That was so frustrating, having a different time card system, different CRM, different this. finally we just said, hey, we got to go to ServiceNow. And this was probably 4 years ago. So really early on in our journey, we just knew we were growing so fast that it wasn't like a marketing thing. It wasn't like, hey, let's do it because we are a ServiceNow partner. It's like, no, we need this or we're not going to be able to scale. Hiring people, onboarding them, getting them the laptops, recruiting, keeping a list of who we're recruiting and who's applied, right? That's all handled in ServiceNow for us. And again, it's not because it's not for anything else other than we need this, right?
Yeah.
One single platform. So I'd say which type of companies that are growing, obviously large companies, right? And if I'd say why, it's because, you have this robust workflow engine, you have this single source of record, right? We use the user table a million different ways, right? And I don't have to keep it up to date everywhere. I keep one user table, and that leverages across the whole platform. That's pretty much enough, right? Amazing catalog. I mean, I can go on for days storing our assets, everything,
Yeah.
So, Michael, tell us about your WWE moment. I still have that memory fresh where you were standing next to Undertaker, and I was like, wow.
The Undertaker moment. Yeah, so I was in Las Vegas. Hopefully, my wife doesn't watch this episode. So we were in Las Vegas. I think it was for sales kickoff. SKO ServiceNow has a big sales kickoff for their sales team and partners sponsor. And so I was leaving one of the parties. It was a little late at night. I'm not gonna lie. It might have been 2, 3 in the morning, and I was actually walking back to the hotel room. So I was in my hotel. And I think I stopped to play blackjack, or I was playing blackjack on the in the casino, and the guy I was sitting next to says, "Oh, the guy behind us, that's the Undertaker." I said, "The Undertaker?" I'm like, "No way. Where's the makeup?" And but he just looked like a regular biker guy, and so I said, and there was there was an open seat next to him, so I said, I have to play blackjack with the Undertaker in Las Vegas at 3 a.m. I need to do this. This has to happen. So I got up, went and sat next to him, pretended like I didn't know who he was, and we're just playing blackjack. And next thing I know, we're laughing, joking. I played for probably about 30 minutes with him. He was with his wife. Nicest guy, nicest guy. You never thought he was like a crazy wrestler, right? So he gets up to leave after about 30 minutes because I would have played all night. If he played, I would have stayed. And I said, as he got up, I said, listen, it's okay if you don't want to. Would you mind if I got a picture with you? And he said, oh, no, absolutely, dude. We just had, a great time. And so he went and we took a picture. And it's funny, WWE is a GlideFast customer. So I said, as we was leaving, I said, hey, your WWE is my company, one of my company's customers. And he is actually, I believe he's like a part owner of the WWE because he's been there so long. And I think he's a part owner. And he said, no way, what do you do? And I started telling him about ServiceNow, and he just like, it went over his head. He's like, oh, that's cool. All right, I got to go. Yeah, he didn't know much about ServiceNow, I guess, as an athlete.
Fan moment. I can just dream of that.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. That was probably one of the coolest stories. I always used to hear other people, oh, I played blackjack with this celebrity, and never happened to me until the Undertaker.
Blackjack with Undertaker at 3 a.m.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Training and certifications, most interesting part. What do you think about the structure of training and certifications with respect to ServiceNow?
Absolutely. So it is the most important thing, I think, right? So for a lot of reasons. One, people want to grow in their careers. So they want exposure to that. People want to try new things, right? They don't want to do the same day in, day out. So I think it's extremely important for an organization to invest in their team. So we made the commitment early on to say, you know what, let's build our own training team. So I think we also have one of the best training organizations in the ecosystem as well. Alex Darby, Matt Taylor, Derek. I mean, we truly, Kyle Goldstein. We and I think it's if you ask me why or how we have the best, I think it's because we have the same level of passion and commitment we have for implementing ServiceNow as we do as training folks on the platform. So,
But
yeah.
the structure, ServiceNow's training structure, is it
Oh, the
worth?
structure.
Should we
Yeah.
go for the certifications?
Yeah. So do you mean like how ServiceNow like has their deltas and things like that? Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's difficult because you want to keep people up to date, right? And I know a lot of people, complain about the cost and things like that. But it is very expensive to run a training organization and to keep up with those certs and keep them active. And really, their goal, I think, is to really make sure that their customers, when they hire somebody who has a ServiceNow certification, that truly means something. Right. So people always say like, hey, certifications don't say the whole story, which I do agree. You have experience, you have expertise, you have type of projects, but certifications are extremely important. I mean, it's like a college degree, right? That, just because somebody has a college degree doesn't make them smarter than you or anything like that, but it's an accreditation. It adds to their resume. It makes them more attractive. It makes, hey, you know what? This person put 4 or 6 years into effort into making themselves better, right? Same thing with certifications. Say what you want about certifications, but somebody took the time to go take the test and they passed the test. So I look at it as an investment in your career. And I always say to people, when someone doesn't have a certification, they have to explain to me why they don't have one. If somebody has a certification, they don't have to do that. So, it's a very sensitive subject. If you post on LinkedIn tomorrow that, anyone who has a certificate or doesn't have a certification is not qualified, you'll get 150 comments. Yeah. So, but if people are very sensitive about it, but it's like, if you just had the cert, we wouldn't have a discussion. You wouldn't have to explain it. So if you're truly that knowledgeable about HR and ServiceNow, you would have the cert, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to explain why you don't. So I always say, listen, just spend the $100. It's $100, an investment in yourself. Look how much is a master's degree? It's insane.
Yeah.
So, when people complain about the structure and all that, I think ServiceNow has done a phenomenal job with it. And I think with the self-paced certs that they have now, I think they're working to keep the cost down. I'll tell you right now, I've seen the financials. They don't make a lot of money on training. There's definitely not a lot of profit there. They're trying to just cover their costs. So when people butcher them, and I think that's not right. I don't think that's fair. I think every organization has to recoup that money they're investing into different departments.
Yeah. Just before this call, me and Dhruv were discussing one thing around this. So who should go for master architect and who should go for technical architect certification?
This is where maybe there's some controversy on this call. I am not a huge firm believer of, I think those, okay, here's the other side, right? Here's the other side. An implementation specialist cert, right? An implementation specialist cert, $100, right? It's about a 1 hour test, right?
Yeah.
I think are you guys both certified implementations for ITSM, right? That's not an easy test, right? I failed it actually twice, when I first started in ServiceNow.
It's not $100. I mean, actually, it's like 7 structures of ServiceNow is like $2,000. You have to go through that training, $1,700. You will get a voucher. Then only you can sit in the exam. Earlier, it was used to be like you pay for the
before it was just you pay for that. So now it's okay. You got to do the training in that. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a little bit more. But isn't there a self-paced? Can't you do the self-paced? Not for implementation.
Self-paced, we have for certain courses like admin, but there's a catch over there as well. You pay $300 for the training for self-paced access, and then you need to pay $300 more to get the voucher.
Okay,
so it's like $600.
There is a cost. There is a cost to it. I understand that. And I guess, that's why at GlideFast, we pay for all the trainings, the certs, all of that, right? And I apologize. When I started, we only paid $100. So
No, the
I like
thing
that way.
is,
ServiceNow, go back to that way where, yeah, because, I think that's a little unfair because someone like us three on the call, right? We have years of experience on the platform, right? I don't need to go with ServiceNow training, right? To qualify for taking the test. So, I understand why maybe they made that requirement. Maybe they wanted to, make sure people learn the right way necessarily to take the test. And, I'm not sure how Microsoft or Salesforce does it. So maybe people do have a little point there. But I think the Master Architect program, I think that's such a significant investment. Most importantly, time. Say what you want about, for the implementation cert. Okay, maybe it does cost $2,500, or $2,800, right? But it's a 2-day course or a 3-day course, and you're done, right? And then you take the test, you're done. The Certified Master Architect is, you guys definitely know more than me, and Alex and my team's gonna destroy me for not knowing this. But the Master Architect, that's what type of commitment is that? You guys
maybe
know?
6 months you need to
6 months, 3 months to 6 months, I guess.
Yeah, you need to do self-paced trainings. You need to be in the virtual meetings. You need to maybe invest.
Webinars, presentations, lots of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of investment, I think, in what are you really gaining? If you go to an organization, and this, I guess I'm a little controversial here. I'm sorry, ServiceNow. If you're making that investment financially, it costs, how much is it financially?
15K dollars.
Okay, so
24.
$15,000.
It's
Huh?
24,000.
15K for CMA, and I'm doing CTA now in this quarter, so it's 6K.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's take the Certified Master Architect, $15,000 investment, 6 month, not full time. You're not living somewhere for 6 months, but it's a 6-month commitment, right? Maybe 10 hours a week, whatever. Financially, just what are you gaining? Maybe you're gaining, hey, I'm learning a little bit more. I'm doing a presentation, right? But for your career, what are you really gaining? Are the salaries really that much higher for a Certified Master Architect? I don't know. I don't know. And again, kind of that narrative that I was just kind of saying, contradicting. Does that really make you that much stronger? Having that, does that really make you that much stronger? I don't know.
No,
yeah.
I think, like you said.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
There was a time when I used to go for certificates like anything. Like I used to have like 10 to 12 CIS and all. But now I have realized that it doesn't make any worth for me. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I just keep 2-3 max. That's it.
And you know what? Like to even qualify for the Certified Master Architect, you have to have 4 CIS, right?
Yes.
So you have to have 4 CIS. You have to have years of experience, right, to even qualify. So to me, and I'm a ServiceNow partner. I hire people all the time, right? To me, if you are able to qualify for that program, if you come to me and say, I have 4 CISs, wow. I have 5 years, 6 years experience. Wow. Okay. We can talk. Like having that Certified Master Architect cert is a nice to have, but you're already qualified. You know what I mean? And somebody like me, I'm going to pay you what you're worth. Maybe another partner will say, oh, well, let's try to lowball this person. And if they have a Certified Master Architect, we'll pay them more. But for me, I'm going to pay somebody the same, basically, that's qualified for that versus having it. And again, I know it's important for some people. Maybe that's your, goal. Hey, if I CMA, that's great. I just don't know. I mean, especially nowadays and even before, right? We've seen a lot of kind of unqualified people out there making money that they probably don't deserve, right? So I don't know. I don't know if it really truly is. If you're paying out of pocket for CMA, I'd say no way. You know, if your company is going to make the investment in you and take you off projects, you know, I'd say, you know, good for you, maybe, if that's what you want. But I don't know. That's where I kind of draw the line. I think you're right at the CMA. Even the CTA is, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
But I still think the CIS certs, I think those are very crucial to your career.
Yeah.
I think those are critical. Like, I think I think the 2,800 or whatever it is, that's probably a good investment for you. Hopefully you're at a company that'll pay for that for you. Yeah. I'll tell you, at GlideFast, we'll pay for that all day. We want you to be, and our customers want you certified. You know, GlideFast has 1,700 certifications, ServiceNow certifications, 1,700. Yeah. So I believe we're the most certified elite partner out there. There's no stat that'll tell me that, but every once in a while I ask our partner manager, and that's what I hear. So we take certifications very serious, but those CMAs and CTAs, I just think, I don't know, forget about the money, the time investment. I don't know.
So how do you spend your evenings and weekends? Like, it seems like a good weather outside for you. So
I spend it here with you. With my family as much as possible. We like to, you know, just enjoy each other's company, you know, go for walks, you know, when it's warm out, go to the beach. In the winter, so I'm in Boston, so we have 4 seasons. In the summer, it's really hot, so we try to go to the beach. In the fall, we like to, you know, enjoy the foliage, the leaves changing colors, and go for walks and go, you know, apple pick and stuff like that. In the winter, we snowboard and ski. And then the spring, definitely love going on hikes. And, you know, we have mountains up in New Hampshire, about an hour and a half away. So I like to go up to New Hampshire and enjoy the outdoors a little bit, but family as much as possible. Anytime I'm away from work, I try to really, you know, really my life is work 100% of the time and family every time I'm not working. You know.
So do you have any childhood memory that is still fresh in your mind?
Yeah. In what context? Like in computer related or?
No, in general.
Anything. Oh, I got a lot to go by. Okay, I'll give you one in computers, the computer world. This is how, like, I kind of knew so I grew up in the AOL generation. You guys remember AOL? Like, so AOL, yeah, dial-up connection, right? And I remember we got our first Dell computer. There was like Dell just came out, and I was so excited. And we had to take it to get fixed to computer shop. So we were I remember my parents were trying to disconnect the cables in the back, right? And they were like pulling on the VGA, the monitor cable, right? They're like pulling on, you know, it's got like the blue at the end. They're like pulling on and pulling on. I'm like maybe 9 or 10. And I'm like, just let me do it. Let me do it. I know what I'm doing. And they were like, I just remember them like, you know, frustrated. And I just go behind the computer and I just, you know how you gotta like twist it, you know, you can't just pull it, you gotta twist it. And I did it in like 2 seconds. I remember them looking at me. They're like this little 10-year-old just. So I think that was like, and it's funny. I like really remember that scenario, but that's one of the things that I was like, I can be better than the older people, right? Like my parents, and you know, I'm smarter than them, right there, because you know I was the youngest in my family as well. You know, sisters, cousins, all that. So, you know, I was constantly kind of like, I was always getting like one-upped, right? I was like, you know, you don't know, what do you know? You're the youngest, you know, you're the little kid. So when I got that win with just that VGA monitor, it kind of like gave me hope, and it kind of like triggered me to like, you know, and then I just never left the computer. I was just always on the computer, you know, around that time.
Awesome.
And ever since, I guess. Still on it.
The life changed. Okay, now the fun time. We are going to play a game.
Okay.
So what we are going to do is we are going to give you one word, and then you need to name the person which comes first in your mind.
Person. Okay.
Yeah. Excited? So I'm going to start, Dhruv. The first word is motivator.
Motivator. Elon Musk.
Oh,
Wow. Innovator.
Elon Musk. I'll take it back. Motivator, David Goggins. Innovator, Elon Musk. Okay. And I won't use them again, I promise.
face of ServiceNow.
ServiceNow, Chuck Tomasi.
Technical trainer.
Technical, Alex Darby.
Swagger.
Swagger,
Lombardo.
Drake.
Oh, okay.
ITOM.
ITOM, Mark Harper.
Oh, great. Funny.
Funny, me.
Geek.
Geek, Bill Gates.
Awesome. Recruiter.
Recruiter, Andrina Lombardo. Andrina Silva.
And partner.
Partner, Fred Luddy.
Awesome. So this was few words which we really wanted to know from you.
Okay.
Let's move to the next question. So why one should prefer joining GlideFasting over other big four consulting firms, let's say?
Yeah, I think, some of the stuff I said before, but I think short and sweet, especially against the big four. I mean, you're never going to get to able to build a relationship with the leadership like you are at GlideFast, right? It starts with me, and I always, I said it on the team call, right? I reiterated it on the team call just a couple of days ago on Friday. No one person is above anybody here at GlideFast. So I don't care if you're the CEO or you're a developer or you're an associate consultant or you're a recruiter or you're in sales. There is nobody above anybody else. We are all one team. We are all contributing to the same mission. We all support each other. We all help each other. And, this company does not rely on one person. So I don't want to use the word everybody's replaceable, but there's no one that's bigger than the game, right? That's my Kevin Riley, my chief sales officer, always say that. There's nobody that's bigger than the game. Yep. We're all just, players on the court. We're all just, contributing to the same mission. So I think that's very different, right? I think there's, especially the big four, right? There's a lot of, favoritism and whatever. And, I'm too big, respect the rank and, talk to your manager. Don't call me. I tell people, hey, you got a question, you got to call me directly. We have full transparency, nothing to hide, and it starts with me. I don't think I'm better than anybody that works here, right? I work for them. Yeah. Leadership works for the team, not the other way around.
Great.
True.
So you mentioned that you take whole GlideFast to conferences like Knowledge. So how important is to attend such conferences?
Yeah, it's such a, I don't know now, let's go back 2 years. I think it's, with COVID, I don't know, but, networking is the key to anything, right? You want to be successful in life. The first part is working hard and the second is your network, right? So meeting people, meeting customers, learning new things in the classes they have there, networking with ServiceNow people, having fun and collaborating with your team and getting to meet your team in person, especially at a company like ours where, we're spread out across now the globe, right? So I think it's really important, I think, for collaboration and kind of team efforts.
Okay. So with current state of ServiceNow ecosystem, if someone wants to set up a new firm, what should be his marketing strategy?
So the marketing strategy, there's so much that goes into it because it's chicken or the egg, right? Do you get the customers first or do you get the developers first or the talent, right? And you need the customers to pay for the talent, but you need the talent to fulfill the work for the customer. So it's really hard. Again, I think it starts with you, right? For me, I never had to rely on anybody. So anytime, I think if you have to rely on somebody, you're going to be in trouble. A lot of other companies, they have to rely on an architect to, interview somebody, or they have to rely on an architect to deliver for a customer. When I started GlideFast and my partner, we were doing the work. So we, and then when we started hiring new people and started getting new customers, we always had that, hey, listen, if this person doesn't work out, I'm here and I can do the work myself. So being able to give that confidence to a customer is one thing, and just having that, fall back on, I can depend on myself. So I may not be able to depend on YouTube, right? But I can always depend on myself. So I think that's the key, is any business you're starting in general is, you better be willing to do the work, and you better be able to do the work, because I'm telling you, people will let you down. And I've been let down by people. It happens. It's just in their nature, because you know what? You may not be what's in their best interest, right? This goes back to your question about people leaving. Unfortunately, they may have something better, right? So the more you can rely on yourself, and you're capable of running, of operating the business, run the business, the safer you are, and the faster you'll be able to be successful. When you have to rely on other people, you're beholden to those other people.
Yeah. You're on mute.
Oh. No. So when I say in ServiceNow ecosystem, we have good developers, but we lack good consultants. Will you agree?
I agree.
Great. Any reason for that?
I think, I think the ServiceNow platform, I think this is a space very unique. Actually, and I take that back. I think this space has been for a long time, and I think it's starting to change a little bit. It's been treated as you're a developer, and that's all you do, right? In reality, the developers in this world have had to really be a hybrid of a consultant and a developer. If you want a truly successful engagement or a implementation of ServiceNow, you really have to have both skill sets. So the best developer can understand, can hear your process, can understand it, and can coach you into improving that process to how it should work in ServiceNow and how it could be more efficient. So a good developer really has to be a hybrid, and I think kind of customers overlook that and don't understand that. And I think the problem is it works the same way on like a business process consultant. I think it's the same, almost the same way, where you have to understand a little bit of the platform, or a lot of the platform. Maybe you can't write a script, a Glide Record Query or Glide Ajax, but you understand how the workflows work and how the architecture works. And you also obviously have to be able to coach the customer into improving their process. So I guess the answer to your question, I think that the best consultants are developers, because they've been forced to do both. I think the ecosystem is growing now, where we've been able to kind of coach some of those people, and they've been able to get that experience to where they know how ServiceNow should be architected, should be utilized, and they understand the core architecture of it, so they take those skills. I think the answer is, historically, all those consultants have also been developers. So we've had great developers. But now I think that the ecosystem's grown and has grown so much in experience that I think we do have those consultants now.
Awesome. That explains. So we are approaching the end of the show today. But one last question.
Yeah.
Any piece of advice for our listeners?
Yeah, work hard, be selfless. So, put other people in front of you, and I think you'll be more successful as a result, and you'll get more out of life as a result. Yeah, keep working hard, and just help your coworkers, help your peers, and just try to be a good person. That's it's the kind of same advice I give to my kids, right? Just try to be a good person, laugh more, enjoy life, don't take life too serious. But definitely, when you lock in on a career, especially if you're in the ServiceNow space, we have a tremendous opportunity, which a lot of people aren't as fortunate to get exposed to. So definitely take full advantage and go above and beyond. Go take that extra step when you can.
Thank you for giving your time. It's really an honor to interact with you. I won't ask for any shameless plugs because people already know a lot about GlideFast, and you are also very approachable. So I'll take that honor and I'll put on some links, but I won't ask you for those things.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks once again. And it was really fun having you.
Well, this was great. Yeah, thank you guys for having me.